Okay, so hopefully it's working now because I switched off the internet, the wireless, and I'm using just the data, and let's see if it works. It's raining bad outside, darlings. It's really, really raining. So I have no control over that. I'm going on my trying to sign on to Facebook to see if it is live, if it's working, and I don't know what's happening. All right, two-face authentication. Oh, darlings, I don't know if you can see me, if you can hear me, but this this internet connection is driving me crazy. I switched off the internet and using the data, but I switched off the wireless connection, and I'm using my data now. I don't know if the rain is still interrupting that because it's raining really badly. I see I've signed on to Facebook, and I still can't see the broadcast, so I don't know what's going on. This is quite confusing. I don't know what's happening, but I don't know what's happening, darlings. Help, help, help. Okay, so I'm going to my public page to see if the broadcast is on. It's not on, so I don't know what's happening. But I told you that today we're going to talk about positive self-esteem and the benefits of positive self-esteem. Now, a lot of us don't understand the benefits of positive self-esteem, and I want to highlight that because it's important for us to do so, right? It's important for us to understand the benefits, because if we understand it, then we'll make efforts to build our positive self-esteem. All right? Now, self-esteem and self-confidence can be used interchangeably. Self-esteem is one's assessment of self, while confidence is an appreciation of one's own qualities or abilities. But because you have confidence in your culinary skills, for instance, doesn't mean that you have a positive self-esteem. You can have confidence in your culinary skills, yet feel worthless in other areas of your life. And this can be caused by the climate of hostility around you, your failure, or bad relationships, condemnation, rejection, bad experiences. These things can actually cause you to feel worthless. Yes, it can cause you to have a low self-esteem. Now, having a positive self-esteem is having a healthy image of yourself. You feel worthy. You feel confident in yourself and in your abilities. And regardless of your bad experiences, your bad relationship, condemnation, hostility, your deficiencies, rejection, you still find ways to address these issues. Because why? You have a healthy image of yourself. A positive self-esteem propels a successful life. It propels life and success. And this encompasses your relationship, your career, your goals, your interactions, your mindset, your lifestyle, how you address situations. You address them in a healthy way. When you have a positive self-esteem, you tend to focus on seeking solutions to problems as opposed to wallowing in the problems. All right. So there are so many reasons why we have to develop or build a positive self-esteem. Why we have to, just imagine and believe in this positive picture of ourselves as individuals. But today I'm going to talk about, in many videos, I'm going to keep talking about all the benefits of having a positive self-esteem. All right, but today I want to focus on how our positive self-esteem relates to our well-being. Now, I'm going to read an excerpt from my book. This is my book, my new book. It's all about you. You can download it on my website, darlings, eeefy.com. It's inexpensive, it's affordable, it's just $3.99. I think $3.95 or $3.99. So it's affordable. It's very inexpensive. You download it on your phone. I mean, today we're all using our device. We're all spending a lot of time on our devices, social media. And I say, darling, to add value to your life, to enhance your life, it's nice to take a moment to read something positive, something that will inspire you, that will encourage you. Yes, so please visit eeefy.com, 3esfy.com, and download this book. And if you want hard copy, you can always buy it from Amazon. All right, they ship all over the world, as you know. So download this book. It's all about you, because everything I do, everything I write in this book and I write in my other books, it's always about you. It's always about inspiring, healing, encouraging. It's always about you. So please make sure you pick up this book or you download it on your device. I would actually say you should go to my website, eeefy.com, and download it, because it's easy for you to just, go on your device and pull up the book and read. You read a topic a day, 2-3 topics a day. I mean, they're all very brief, but straight to the point. Okay? All right. I'm going to read something I wrote about well-being so that you can understand how having a positive self-esteem can actually benefit your well-being. Okay. Well-being. This is in my book, It's All About You, page 182. Many of us are oblivious to the significance of well-being and that the inevitable opposite result is unhealthiness, which may be due to culture or simply ignorance. I know that most of our homes and families, as Africans, because I'm an African, especially, are not configured to address such a basic necessity. And I'm also very sure this deficiency is common in many other cultures and families, and it should be addressed accordingly using modern intelligence. If you have a positive self-esteem, you will understand the importance of well-being. You want to take care of yourself. You will understand all that you need to achieve a healthy well-being. Well-being comes from our chi, our spirit, if you may. And our chi emanates from our body and mind. Thus, well-being is based on our state of mind. One must have a healthy and vital life-giving belief system, because being well is much more than just your body. Some people think being well is just having a nice body, looking great. No, it's much more than that. Your thoughts, your core beliefs, your feelings, and your actions and inactions all contribute to your state of mind and therefore to your well-being. All right? I understood this because, I went through hell in my life. I went through so many bad experiences. And these bad experiences, of course, they preclude you or they deter you from having a positive self-esteem or a healthy image of yourself. I went through that. Once upon a time, I thought just nothing right about me, because I was told that growing up. I was told that in the family. I was told that in society, that I was abnormal, that I was not good enough. And, I had all these problems, and they influenced my actions. They influenced my thoughts. And of course, your thoughts, translate into actions. And so I suffered this firsthand. I speak from experiences, all right? I went through this, and, I had a very low self-esteem. And the low self-esteem was influencing my relationships, my friendships, my romantic relationships. It was influencing my interactions with other people, my communication in a relationship. It was influencing my mindset. I had a terrible mindset because I had a low self-esteem. All right. And, goals and my decisions were unhealthy due to the low self-esteem I struggled with. So I learned this firsthand. I realized that in order for me to live a healthy lifestyle, in order for me to be healthy, even mentally, emotionally, and physically, in order for me to cultivate healthy relationships, in order for me to have good career and pursue my goals, or even conceive great ideas and actually pursue them, I need to have a positive self-esteem. I realized that, and I started building my positive self-esteem. Hence these writings and the things that I do that you can see. All right. Okay. So I'm going to read again a excerpt from my book. It's all about you. Pick up this book, darling. Pick up this book. You'll be happy you did. Okay. So hope and faith are part of our well-being. You know how we keep talking about hope, thinking about, you have to have hope, you have to have faith, you have to have hope. Yes, it's part of your well-being. But if you don't have a positive self-esteem, then you don't understand the reason why you should, lead a healthy lifestyle. And so you will not know the things that you ought to do or you have to do to achieve that. You will not know that your well-being is part of, achieving success in life. So hope and faith are a part of our well-being. Optimism elevates the spirit. It is like euphoria for the soul. And when the mind is free of worry and fear, one's thinking ability is healthy and usually productive. Optimism elevates the spirit. How can you be optimistic if you don't have a positive self-esteem or a positive image of yourself or believe in your worth? How could you possibly be optimistic, right? And when the mind is free of worry and fear, if you have a low self-esteem, you're prone to fear. You tend to always think negative, be afraid of everything, all right? You doubt everything because you don't believe you're worthy. You don't believe you can achieve. You don't believe that you have the qualities, that you have the talents, that you can just look within you and discover them and develop them. You don't believe any of that, all right? So your decisions will resonate with your actions, okay? And those actions are likely to yield very positive results. If you have a positive self-esteem, you make, healthier decisions that will resonate into positive actions. So that's how you can achieve success. Another thing I realized with all the people that have hurt me in my life, I also realized that if I don't forgive them and move on, then I'll be hurting myself and even hurting the people that I will encounter along my way. Do you know that forgiveness is not necessarily, I forgive this person and then I'll just let them keep hurting me, or I forgive this person and then I'll feel better because then they'll stop hurting me if I forgive them. No, you forgive them because you want to relieve yourself of that burden upon your soul, that burden that would deter your success, that burden that will preclude you from doing great things in your life. That burden is like it's that burden that will cast a dark shadow all around you and distort your judgment. That burden that would not allow you to think of positive things and take positive action, take positive actionable steps to achieving goals, real goals. Okay, so I realize it's important to forgive and try to understand how these things happen and move on. And also so that I don't hurt the people that I encounter along my way. Forgiveness and understanding leads to well-being. Yes, when you forgive and you learn to understand how these things work and why they happen, you will feel better within you, in yourself, in your spirit. Okay, you feel light. And you will see clearer. You'll be able to think clearer and conceive good ideas to pursue a successful life. If you do not forgive, how can you be well? You are repressing your spirit by holding on to pain or inflicting suffering on others. Because when your emotions are stifled, remember, when you meet other people, they are also meeting your emotions, just like you are meeting theirs. And so if your emotions are stifled, my darling, it would influence your interactions with these other people. So you may actually be hurting them because, you are not happy, and your energy, the energy that you're spreading is negative, and that will affect them as well. So you are repressing your spirit by holding on to pain or inflicting suffering on others. Bitterness has never solved a problem, and forgiveness does not in any way reflect weakness on your part, and does not mean that you're encouraging your adversaries' folly or crimes, or even that you must continue associating with them. Bitterness has never solved a problem, and forgiveness does not. Bitterness has never solved a problem. So the problems that you have, your bitterness will not solve them. Okay, that's not the solution. And forgiveness does not mean in any way that you are weak. No, it doesn't mean you're weak. It just means that you don't want to deal with this. You don't want this burden upon your life. You don't want this heaviness, this dark shadow around you. You want to live a healthy life. You want to pursue success and succeed, right? You want to achieve it. You don't want deterrence, okay? And it doesn't mean that because you forgive this person that you are an advocate to their folly, or that you encourage them to continue. No, you forgive because you ought to be free, and people that will encounter you don't need that burden. Okay? It is even more sensitive when the issue is between siblings or couples. You know, from my personal experience, I realized that it's still important to forgive, but also you have to set precedent in dealing with these issues, with this type of people. I've learned to set precedent, you know, dealing with this type of people, this type of situations. I've learned to set boundaries where it's necessary. I learned to move on where it's necessary. Now, moving on doesn't necessarily mean, oh, you're not my family anymore, I don't love you anymore. No, darling, you're my family, I love you. Or you're my friend, I love you, but I can't allow you to keep polluting my soul. I don't need that toxicity. So I will move on and love you from a distance. Yes, you know, I also realize that empowering people with this kind of mentality, empowering, supporting, whether it's financially or even advising and constantly interacting with people, with this type of people with limited identity, can cause havoc. I mean, it's disastrous. It can cause all kinds of unnecessary problems in your life. You're better off moving on. You're better off setting boundaries and not allowing these things to continue, to avoid other problems and even bigger problems. So if you have a positive self-esteem, you will learn to set boundaries. You will learn to set precedents in dealing with these issues so that you are healthy, okay? A positive self-esteem benefits your well-being. Your positive self-esteem will compel you to make healthy decisions, to take healthy decisions to dealing with this type of issues, whether it's a family member or with friends, and so you will take care of your well-being. All right. Another thing that you do when you have a positive self-esteem, how positive self-esteem can benefit your well-being, is the type of people you surround yourself with. When you have a positive self-esteem, you tend to choose only healthy people to surround yourself with. You tend to choose to surround yourself with only people who appreciate you, people who respect you, people who are grateful for even what you have to offer to them. Because if you surround yourself with people who are ungrateful, people who are cantankerous, people who, you know, have limited identity, people who are always angry and wicked, and or people who even feel entitled to whatever you do, darling, I'm sorry, it will not benefit your well-being. So if you have a positive self-esteem, you have a healthy image of yourself, then you would want to surround yourself with healthy people, because it would actually propel your success in life. Surrounding yourself with people of high integrity. It's all about you. Pick it up, Amazon, download it on my website. Trust me, darling, you will love it. Surrounding yourself with people of high integrity. I realized it. Oh my goodness, you don't understand how my life changed. How my life changed in a positive way when I started surrounding myself with people of integrity, people that appreciate me. My life changed so much. In fact, I learned to fall in love with myself. I learned to take care of myself. I learned to pursue meaningful goals. I learned to live a purposeful life because I began to surround myself with people of integrity and people that appreciate me. Surrounding yourself with people of high integrity who appreciate you can inspire your realization of self. It is so true. The people I surrounded myself with in Beverly Hills, I have to tell you how this book came about. It's all from experiences, not from my imagination, but from things I experienced firsthand. When I started surrounding myself with people of integrity in Beverly Hills, I started loving myself. I started realizing my good qualities because they were eager to point it out. They appreciated me. They commended my efforts. They loved me. They showed gratitude for my good works. They showed gratitude for my love and support and every beauty I offered, every advice I offered, little advice I offered. They appreciated it. And that in turn helped me to see my worth, helped me to fall in love with myself. Surrounding yourself with people of high integrity who appreciate you can inspire your realization of self, which inspires well-being. When you realize yourself, it will inspire your well-being. Yes, you will live a healthy lifestyle. The contrary is diminishing to the spirit. Imagine associating with people who demean you or assassinate your character. Such barbs and humiliations will definitely have negative impacts on many facets of your life. So seek people who are positive and uplifting. Years ago, when I surrounded myself with people who saw all the wrongs in me, people who never appreciated my good qualities, who never commended my good works, who didn't care about me, who focused on my flaws and my deficiencies, who felt entitled to everything that I offered, that I gave, the privileges I gave them, they felt entitled, so they showed no gratitude. In fact, it's happened even lately, but I learned from it. I reminded myself that, listen, even though this person is a sibling, no, they're not entitled. They were privileged, but since they didn't appreciate it, move on, Eeefy, move on. But when I surround myself, with this kind of people, I find myself always angry, always irritated, always disappointed because, I get nothing positive in return, no positive feedback. And I realized that it was affecting how I see myself. It was affecting how I communicated with other people, with other friends, how I communicated in my relationship. And in fact, it affected, my choice of mates. Why? Because I came from a climate of hostility, because I was condemned and rejected, because I was burned, because I had, bedwet problem, because, oh no, you're useless. Oh, you can't do anything good in your life and nobody will marry you. And, oh, you're ugly. Oh, you're dirty. Oh, you smell because you pee in bed. I heard it all. And it affected me. It affected me so bad that I can't even begin to tell you how it affected me. In fact, all these people do not even know or have a clue or probably are ignorant or feign ignorance that it will affect me. But it affected me. When I moved on, when I walked away, when I ran away from them, my life changed for the better. And this is the Eeefy you see today. I had to run away. I had to move away. I had to ignore. I had to cut off. I have to shift, I have to move. And that's how my life changed for the better. Now, there's another benefit to your well-being. What you eat, the food. You know how people think that well-being is not important. It's important. It's important. There are many facets to your well-being. And that also include the food that you eat. I'm going to talk about it, especially Eeefy that is an eater. I eat a lot, so I know. I can tell you the good and the bad in eating because I've had experiences. All right, so As most people know, the intake of food can promote or detract from our well-being. What you eat can either promote your well-being or detract from it, right? What you consume, it can either promote or detract from your well-being. It can either be healthy or unhealthy. So what you eat is also very important. Pay attention to that if you want to enjoy, your well-being, a healthy lifestyle. As most people know, the intake of food can promote or detract from our well-being. It is important to eat healthy, and that can range from the type of food we eat to the portions we devour. Portions. Eeefy knows about portions because, darling, I tell you, I can sit down and eat 2 plates of food or a whole big plate of food. I can consume that in a split second, and I eat very fast. But I got to know the danger, and trust me, I'm actually implementing the lessons I've learned from that experience. So you may not think it's real because I look great. I'm in great shape, but darling, trust me, I know the effects. It's not just, gaining weight, but also the effects it can have on my mind and on my movement, on my activities, my energy, and all of that. So it's important. That's part of your well-being. It's important to be cautious of what you eat and understand what to eat and what not to eat and what time to eat. As most people know, the intake of food can promote or detract from our well-being. It is important to eat healthy, and that can range from the type of food we eat to the portions we devour. Eating just food that tastes good or any food that is put in front of us can be dangerous to our health. So we must nourish our body with the right fuel. Many of us do not even know about vital nutrients or the difference between carbohydrates and protein. This is vital to our well-being, so we must endeavor to acquire such basic but important knowledge. I know, I didn't know anything about carbohydrates and proteins and all of that either. I didn't know. I had to learn it because when it started affecting me, when my excessive eating and gorging food and all of that started affecting me, I had to learn about these basic necessities. So I'm sharing that with you. It's important that you learn it too because it will contribute to your well-being. All right? Now, eating excessively, let alone gorging yourself with food, has many negative effects on your body. There's something that I learned. I remember, in Nigeria, I met some girls and they were telling me, how when they meet a guy, they go to the restaurant, they like to order everything on the menu because it's free. They like to eat as much as they can because someone else is paying. I said, darling, listen. It may sound fun and interesting and make you, believe that, you are a big girl and, you are the shit and you got your shit all together. You know how to spend a man's money. But let me tell you something that you don't know. You are doing yourself. You see, that action is not affecting the guy. Yeah, it may affect his pocket, right? Because he's the one paying the bills. But guess what? It will affect you much more than it will affect him. All right? It will affect you much more because the effect it will have on him is brief. Okay? He can always go out and make more money, work, especially the guy that has a career or that's wealthy. Then that little change he spent on you at that moment is nothing to him. And in fact, it will have no real impact on him. But guess what? It would affect you because it's going to affect your health in so many ways. That food that excessive eating, all those food that you ordered from that menu because you want to show him, because you want to make sure he spends money, will affect you eventually. It will affect your emotions. It will affect your energy. It will affect your body, your physical structure. It will affect it eventually. So at the end of the day, you're not torturing the guy by spending his money ordering all kinds of food and all the expensive meal. No, darling. You are actually hurting yourself. The body's potency declines when the stomach is stuffed. And I just said it. Yes, it will affect your energy. It will affect your body. Your body potency declines when your stomach is stuffed You're not able to move freely. You're not able to get up and go do things and go accomplish the task that you were supposed to accomplish. You're not able to, just get up and dress up and just run your errands. You're not able to function. You can't even think because you're tired. You're tired. Your stomach is stuffed. You're weak. You can't move easily. So who are you hurting? Yourself. It's important to worry about your well-being, darling. Okay, fatigue is inevitable. I just said it. It makes you tired. And as a result, drains your ability to work or engage in important tasks. I mentioned it. Your thinking faculty is likely to decline. Yes, you're lazy. Even in your thinking, you're lazy. Your stomach is stuffed. You can't even think. You can barely cultivate your thoughts. You can't even put them together, because you're stuffed. You filled up your stomach. You can't think. And maybe there are many important things that you're supposed to be thinking at that very moment. Because, there is urgency. But you can't think because you're stuffed. And this will affect your well-being. If you have a positive self-esteem, you will be cautious of these things. You pay attention to them because it's very important. Okay. And you may even become sleepy. And when you do sleep, it may be troublesome, depriving you of the deep sleep necessary for the rest and recovery you need to be at your best. Yes, when I stuff my stomach, darling, I can't even sleep. And when I do sleep, I'm like uncomfortable. The stomach is stuffed. So my body is not relaxed. You need your body to relax when you sleep. You need your body to be relaxed, to be calm. The body is not going to be calm when you're stuffed. You're stuffed, so you're comfortable, you're moving around, you're turning left, turning right. You're looking for a comfortable position, but darling, it's difficult. Why? Because your stomach is stuffed. So these are the things that we pay attention to. They're very, very necessary. All right? Many of us just get in the habit, or actually think we must take every opportunity to overindulge. In addition to the discomfort and most probable e-health adjunct to such behavior, it is imprudent to be greedy when there are people starving for even a little food. Don't eat all that food, Eeefy, share it. Some people are starving and you're gorging yourself with all that food. Why? Because what? The food is running away, or there's no other time, or you just want to spend this guy's money, or you want to spend all the money, or you want to order all the food because you want to taste them all. I actually have that habit where I want to taste all the food, but the good thing is that I don't order all the food because I want to taste it. What I do is I order my own food, and then if I'm with my man and he orders his own food, I want to taste from his food. Yes, I do that. I'm like, baby, let me taste. Let's share because I want to taste your food as well. But the good thing is that I learned not to gorge myself, not to eat too much. I know my limit because I now understand my body. And this is what a positive self-esteem compels you to do. It compels you to understand your body. It compels you to take healthy decisions when it comes to yourself. And even in your communication with people, because you have a positive self-esteem, you want to communicate in a healthier manner because you want a positive feedback, right? You want to cultivate healthy relationships. You want to, achieve something positive. All right? So these all have to do with your well-being. You care about your well-being when you have a positive self-esteem. So your well-being is one benefit of having a positive self-esteem. In many other videos, I will talk about all the benefits, the benefit of positive self-esteem, how, your communication can benefit your positive your positive self-esteem can benefit your communication, it can benefit your career choices, it can benefit, your relationships, whether it's with your friends, your friendships, it would benefit, your romantic relationships, your marriage. It will benefit your interactions with your colleagues, with people you encounter along your way. It will benefit you, when you decide to choose a career to pursue. It will benefit your purpose in life. You need to build your positive self-esteem because it has so many benefits. Again, not to be redundant, but a positive self-esteem propels life and success. Okay? A positive self-esteem is having a healthy image of yourself, feeling worthy, having confidence in your abilities and in who you are, in your qualities, regardless of your bad experiences, regardless of the condemnation, regardless of the rejection you receive from people, regardless of the people that put you down or have put you down, regardless of your parents or friends or siblings telling you you're not good enough and you will never make it. Yes, I've been told before by a sibling that, oh, you will never make it. You think you'll make it, you'll never make it. But I made it. And shame on them. Regardless of a friend saying to you, oh, you're never going to be better than this because you have this problem, that problem. I've experienced that, and guess what? I made it. I conquered. I rose above it. So I speak from experiences. I've had it. The bad friends, the bad siblings, even parents saying wrong things. I've experienced it all. So I speak from experience. I'm telling you, this book, it's all about you. Comes from experiences, my thoughts, my understanding, okay, my singular non-judgmental opinions. Pick it up from Amazon or download it. I would actually advise you to download it directly on my website because we're spending so much time on our devices these days on social media. So download this book and just read topics, a few topics a day, one topic a day. I guarantee you, darling, you will always feel enlightened. You will always find something that will inspire you. You will be inspired. You will feel encouraged. All right, darlings? It's all about you. Everything that I write is always about you. So pick it up. All right? So develop your positive self-esteem. It's important. If you develop your positive self-esteem, you will not even tolerate abuse from anyone. If you develop your positive self-esteem, you'll be able to understand when people are offering you good advice. If you develop a positive self-esteem, you'll be able to discover who you are. You have your own identity. Remember what I said earlier about somebody with limited identity. Offer them advice, you're wasting your time. In fact, they will find all the wrong things in your advice. Offer an advice, offer support or empower someone with limited identity. They will actually use it against you. Yes. Suddenly they have money to do what they want, and now they feel they can look down on you, or they feel they can criticize you and tell you that you are wrong and tell you that you're not good enough and tell you you're not their God. But when they needed you to pay their rent, they didn't remember that you're not their God, that they have a God, they should run to their God. They got that rent from you. You sacrificed your own well-being. You sacrificed your own needs to pay their rent. You sacrificed your debts and all the things that you had to do for yourself to take care of them. You helped them. You give them money to buy clothes. You give them advice to help themselves so they can live a healthier lifestyle. But the moment you offer an advice, the moment you confront the wrongs they've done, the moment you say, hey, don't do this, or hey, you disrespect me, why don't you respect me? That moment they tell you, oh, you're not my God, I don't need you. That is someone with limited identity. That is someone that has a lot of issues that they need to solve. It's got nothing to do with you. It's got to do with them. So when you have a positive self-esteem and you care about your well-being, these type of people, when you recognize them, you stay away from them. You set precedents to dealing with them. You set boundaries. so that you will not continue to experience their follies and their ignorance or even their wickedness. When you care about your well-being, then you care about how your spouse feels. You care about how your loved ones, people that care for you, that appreciate you, that show gratitude to you, people that actually understand your worth. You care about how they feel. Why? Because you want a positive feedback. It's your well-being we're talking about. Your well-being encompasses your relationships as well. When you have a positive self-esteem and care about your well-being, then you make better career choices. There are so many things that you can achieve and that you can do that will propel your success in life when you have a positive self-esteem. So Eeefy says to you, just like she had to build her positive self-esteem, you need to do the same so that you can achieve your full potential. A positive self-esteem will enable you achieve your full potential, because when you have a positive self-esteem, you spend time discovering your talents, your gifts. God instilled greatness in each and every one of us, and when you have a positive self-esteem, you will focus in yourself. You will look within you and discover your talents, your gifts, and you will develop them to the appreciation of the world, and that will propel your success in life. Positive self-esteem benefits you in so many ways. When you have a positive self-esteem, you tend to choose healthy friends. I mean healthy friends. Some of us have friends for the wrong reasons, or some of our friends are there for the wrong reasons. But when you have a healthy or positive self-esteem, then you know what your friendships are for. You make friends for a purpose. Every friendship has a purpose, and you will understand the purpose. You will know why this friend is there. I mean, even your siblings, you don't befriend them just because they're your siblings. You would actually befriend the sibling because why? They add value to your life and they don't detract from your life or pollute your life with their, with all their silliness and limited identity. I learned that. When you have a positive self-esteem, you know when to say no and when to say yes. Once upon a time, I said yes to everything because I wanted to be loved. Because growing up, I was not loved. I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be accepted. I wanted a little attention. And so I said yes to everything. If you give me money, yes. If you do this, yes. If I want this, yes. Even when I don't have it, I jump the fence to go get it, to give them. Why? So maybe at least they can appreciate me a little. I stopped doing that. Now when I do it because I want to help. I just want to be kind. I want to show compassion. Not necessarily because they even deserve it or because that they earned it. I do it because I want to show compassion. Yes, some still show ingratitude. Why? Because they have limited identity or they struggle with identity crisis, if you may. But a positive self-esteem helps me to understand these things and compels me to say no when it's necessary for me to say no, especially when they don't even deserve it and when they're ungrateful people. I say no. A positive self-esteem helps me to say, oh no, I don't want this friend because they're not good for me. You know, their journey is not in alignment with mine. I can't add value to their lives and they can't add value to my soul. What's the need for this friendship? It's unnecessary. I will only be a nuisance or they will only be a nuisance to me. So the friendship is unnecessary. I learned to say no because why? I have developed my positive self-esteem. I feel better about myself. I know my worth. I know what I deserve. And I know who is worthy of my energy, my time, and my money. I learn to find joy within myself. I learn to enjoy my own company, so I don't just spend time with just anybody because I want to feel loved or I want attention. No, darling. When you develop your positive self-esteem, all that is nonsense. The love you have for yourself will be enough because that love you have for yourself would inspire your actions, will inspire, and influence your communications, and hence will, attract like minds to you. It would attract the people that would love and appreciate you. It would attract positivity to you, because that's what you project. What you project determines what you elicit. If you feel happy in your spirit, you will generate positive energy, and that will attract other positive people to you. Build your positive self-esteem. Your positive self-esteem will benefit your well-being. It will benefit your career. It will benefit your relationships. It will benefit your interactions. It will benefit your goals, your dreams, those great ideas that you conceive. It will benefit them. It will benefit your actions. It will benefit your inactions. All right, darling, I love you, and I'm going to leave you. Next week, we're going to talk about, other areas of our lives that a positive self-esteem can benefit. You know what? Next week, we're going to talk about how a positive self-esteem can benefit your communication. All right, darlings? Thank you for joining me, and remember, visit my website. In addition to my books, it's all about you and depths of life. You will also find on my website. You can also visit my shop, eefyshop.com, 3esfy shop.com, and you'll find my other products. I'm a designer, so I design jewelry, I design leather goods, and apparels. You'll find all the beautiful things I design. And please, I beg you, darling, join my Instagram, my Facebook, follow me, help me build my Instagram page. And also, I would appreciate your feedback. When you read my book, please share your feedback on my website, on my Facebook, my Instagram. I would appreciate if you share it on my website, because I'll see it right away, and that would inspire my writings and also inspire me. And remember, every time I offer advice, I advise myself. As I inspire you, I inspire myself. When I receive your feedback, they also inspire me. All right, darlings? And inspire more of my good writings to inspire you. Okay? All right, darlings. I love you. God bless you. Enjoy a wonderful weekend, and see you next week. I love you. Ciao.